may want to try your local representative to write a letter to try to give them a little nudge to get a quicker response. But if you're waiting for a medical benefit and you're not receiving that medical benefit, go down to the VA office and sit there and see if they can find online where your letter is, where your status is. And most veterans, they can actually go online, set up an account, and look at all the paperwork they filed and see what the current status is of those documents they've submitted.
Yep. Now, there are local VA offices here in Panama City.
They are.
What about in Mariana? Is there a VA office in Mariana as well?
Almost every county in the United States has a VA office. There are local county representatives because they want to assist the veteran. Also, every state has a VA representative. I always recommend go to the state agency. They seem to be a little more efficient, and their personnel seems to be a little more stable in their job and their experience. The county, they're good. It's a good place to get started. A lot of time there's a big turnover. They don't pay the representatives very much in most counties. So, and the positive side is almost every person I know that works in a county office are veterans themselves, so they know what the procedures they need to go through.
So Larry, there's a couple things there. You can check your VA portal. You can check with your local VA representative in Jackson County, or you can talk with a state representative. And of course, we get to the VA appeals process. We didn't get to that right here, but Larry, I hope that helps you out a little bit. And again, thank you for your service and appreciate what you've done for us. We've got James from Dothan on the line. James, how can we help you tonight?
I just wanted to find out. I was injured in a tank accident. I was a tank commander back in the 70s, late 70s at Fort Stewart, Georgia. And now it seems like it's coming out of my knees. I can't hardly walk. It just, my back is out, my neck and everything else. And so I just wanted to see where I would start at to go through the system to let them look at me. So.
Okay, James, so you don't have a current VA open right now. This will be your first attempt at...
But I've been to the VA in Ocala, Florida. I've been through there. Okay. And they did some misdiagnosis. So I had cancer. They missed it. They said I didn't have it, but I did. So.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so you've got some ongoing benefits there that you've been able to use. And again, James, thank you for your service to us as well as a tank commander. Let's go back to that though. You've got something that happened. One of my dear friends, and he doesn't mind me talking about it because we talked about it on his show, Lee Sullivan. When he first was applying for his VA benefits, the VA representative that he was dealing with was quite young. He had been injured in Vietnam, and she thought he had jumped off of a train because it was an Amtrak. All right, that's what she heard. It was an armored personnel carrier that kind of got blown up, and unfortunately, in that particular situation, Lee lost other people in his platoon. They were killed. He suffered injuries and had some shrapnel and things of that nature. And it took literally 3 months to get that corrected in his file that he didn't jump off of a train, that it was an armored personnel carrier that he had that. But James, if you have not set up a VA claim for service relation, again, what we just told Larry a few moments ago, your best source is to sit down with the VA office up in Houston County, Alabama. I know that Houston County does have a VA representative. I just don't know who that is offhand. And they can open up a file for you, and they'll open it up online. Then, if you have already seen some doctors about your neck, your back, your knees in particular, then you can upload that material. But if you need an evaluation, they will ultimately, and it's not a fast process, but ultimately they will set you up either with a VA doctor or with somebody outside of the VA that's a specialist to be seen and evaluated for your knees, back, shoulders, whatever it may be that you put on there. When you go in to sit down with your VA office, you need to go ahead and have ready the list of items that you wish to make a complaint of, how you feel like they're service related, and put them from most severe to least severe. And think of everything. James, if you're complaining about it to your children, if you're complaining about it to your spouse, if you're complaining about it to your neighbor, then that's something that you need to put on your list and discuss with the VA representative. And again, most significant, most important, and if you can tie it to a date in a particular incident, that is even better. Again, in working with veterans, it's amazing as you sit there and think about it. You know, I think of the Camp Lejeune case in particular, when we asked the family members, you know, well, how do we know you were there, and how do we know that you had the water? And they brought in pictures of the kids taking a bath in the kitchen sink.
Right.
You remember that?
On base, of
on
course.
base, yeah. And just basically,
yeah.
you know, we do that. So, James, I hope that helps you out, at least get you started. Go to the Houston County VA clinic, not the VA clinic, but the VA representative. It's in the phone book, or you can just Google it. If you can't find it, reach out to our office. We'll be happy to look it up for you and get you that information. Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few moments. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Bye-bye. And welcome back to Law Call. Tonight we're talking all about veterans, anything having to do with veterans and veterans claims, the VA claims, any claims with Camp Lejeune, anything you want to talk about, give us a call, 850-392-1544. A reminder though, we were talking in between the commercial breaks for both Larry and James, who called in tonight. Yep. How can they get their medical records? Well,
the first place you can go is the National Archives. You just go online, you submit a request for all your military records, and they'll send them to you at no cost. A lot of times they'll send them digitally, so you can download them directly, and if they're unable to do that, they'll mail it to you. So that is a great starting point, because anytime you're filing a claim, one of the biggest problems that veterans have is connecting the injury to the time in service.
We've got another caller on the line. We've got Linda from Panama City. Linda, how can we help you tonight?
Hi.
Hi, Linda.
So I had a question. I was telling him my father served in the war. I don't know if it was one or two, but anyway, when he was younger, he was getting a check. He got a check after he got out, and they cut off his check, and so my mom doesn't get anything. Is there anything I can do? I mean,
is your father still alive?
No, it sounds like he's passed.
No, he passed away like 20 years ago.
Oh, 20 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he 100% disabled? Was his VA limit 100%?
Oh, I don't know, but I know she said he was getting a check at one time, but they stopped it.
If he was 100% receiving check as a 100% disabled vet, then that would transfer, a percentage of that would transfer to your mother, his spouse, upon his death.
But only if it was 100%.
Only if he's 100%,
Right.
and it needs to be requested.
Yeah, so Linda, we got a little work to do, a little more information to find out. Probably need to find out what that VA rating was and what the check was that he was receiving. And maybe there is something that's available for your mother. So if you've given our director and producer your telephone number, we'll follow back up with you tomorrow morning and see if we can get some more information. Folks, we're running through this show very quickly, so give us just a few moments and we'll be back in just a minute. And welcome back to our final segment here tonight on our special show involving veterans. The reason why we cut that segment a little short is we got something special that's coming up here. Let's go through it right now, or start it right now. Usually we have our shout outs, but we're going to spotlight some folks. This is Paul. He works at Perry & Young. He was one of the veterans that's with us. So shout out to Paul especially, being a veteran and a Perry & Young employee. Let's go to the next one there. Oh, this is Dolores Coleman's. She is a former paralegal who's unfortunately passed away. This is her father who served as a veteran. And then there's Dolores. We miss Dolores. She worked with us for nearly 20 years. And she passed away a few years ago, but we still, at this time, want to remember her and her family and thank them for their service. We have Jody and Kay Reed. You see Jody there, Master Sergeant. And Kay Reed, we tried to find a photograph of Kay, also served in the United States Air Force, but unfortunately we couldn't get that photograph. I think we got a close-up of Jody here in just a second. Let's get that one. Oh, there he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. There's Gary Starr.
It is.
Man, he served over in the Gulf War, and he's actually going through some of these things that we're talking about tonight with service related, but big shout out to Gary Starr, G-Money. There's the close-up we got there of Jody receiving his, I think the date he got his master's stripes there in the United States Air Force. Here we go. Oh gosh. Oh, this is Donna Barton's son. He is serving in the United States Air Force, and he is now off to officer candidate school. He started out as an enlisted man, and he is now off at officer candidate school, and he was stationed out in Arkansas, and just wanted to say that, you know, these ties run deep, and this is why veterans are special to us. Now, Carrie Cole, you said you'd be watching tonight, so I had to surprise you a little bit. So, Carrie, Michelle, and Rosie, thank y'all for watching and being loyal supporters of LawCall. I again just wanted to thank you for your service, and this is a good way to do it. We got Robert Tellman. He started out Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and he's not only a fan of LawCall, he's going to come on to LawCall. He's actually moved down here from Birmingham. I taught him law school in 1991. He's ended up being a very good friend, a very fine friend of mine. And you see what he looked like coming in and what he looked like going out. Looks like he got a few pounds put on him, but Robert actually ended up as a colonel in the United States Army and is retired out, and proud of his service. Thank you, Robert. And then I'll let you talk about that one.
That's my brother Bobby, sitting in his chair. I'd say he's a year older than me, and he's was stationed at Camp Lejeune. And what he's doing, he's celebrating. That picture was taken today, and he's celebrating Marine Corps' birthday with his best friend that's in front of him, who again was a Camp Lejeune victim. And just died recently.
Yeah.
You know, that's and Roy is well missed.
And look who we got here. Some young strapping guy named Mike Zinser who's sitting next to me. Look at that guy. Wow, an officer and a gentleman. Look at that.
That's my retirement. That was my last photo taken at the Navy Experimental Dive Unit when I was retiring.
Okay.
No.
All right. Oh, all right. So that's our last of our veterans, and wanted to again thank our veterans for all the service that they've done for our country. We know that you put your life, your families make great sacrifices, and we just thank you so very much. And want to do something a little different than we normally do, just to kind of give everybody, let them know that, you know, we walk the walk, talk the talk, and we're just so thankful for all of your service. And you see these transferable skills, how they work.
Yes,
we really appreciate you. We've got a couple other photographs though to go to. Let's go to those. These are our regular shout out photographs. There's Logan. Logan caught me, he says, man, that looks like the guy on the billboard. Yeah, that's him. No, that's not him. And so Logan and his family grabbed a selfie with me, and want to say a shout out to him real fast. And there's a big, you know, stand-up picture. We got out and got a real picture there. One of his sisters took that picture. The Oak Grove Park community had a great event today. They had about 250 people participate in it. It was St. Andrews soccer as well, and again, it was just fun and games, and just a real big turnout this afternoon. And I think we got one more picture of a couple of kids that were out there that day. Yeah, they got face painting and played soccer and had all sorts of booths, and they wanted a particular shout out tonight. I promised them that we would do that. So there you go, kids. There you go, guys. Appreciate you. Stay out there and keep working hard. And of course, we've got something special coming up this week. Thursday night, everyone is welcome. It is a night to honor Israel. It is at the Boardwalk Community. Pastor John Hagee is the keynote speaker, and so that event, you can get more information on it at cufi.org /PCB, cufi.org and /PCB. Again, it's this Thursday night at the Boardwalk Beach Resort. Everyone is welcome. We just encourage you to attend. It's going to be a night of fellowship and worship, and we just invite you to be there. We're expecting a good crowd and a good turnout, and we really want to make that invitation open to you. And we've got one more photo coming up here. There she is. There's Rosie. There's Rosie, Carrie and Michelle's pup, along with Harriet and King that stay up and typically watch us. Of course, we appreciate that very much. And there's Rosie. She wanted to make sure that she got her own shout out tonight.
Definitely, and she did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, folks, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate allowing us to give an extended time, and thanks for our veterans, Mike. And, of course, happy birthday, Miss Pam Myers. So, happy birthday to you, sweetie, from Chris Young, my sugar. And we're going to make sure that you have a great birthday.
Cheers. And to all the veterans and all the Navy divers, hoo-yah, deep sea.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. We'll see you same time next week.